Love is Blind, Season 4, Episode 1. I just watched it. Here are my thoughts. I made first impression notes of everyone. Here's what they are, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about them after the first episode. Kwame, I thought, was so genuine. He seemed really sweet. He seemed to open up really quickly. Micah seemed very surface level to me at first, and then after about a few minutes, I thought she was just a little insecure, and it took her a bit to open up. Paul, I just wrote he seems very timid. Nothing changed there. I wrote that Amber had no personality and that I predicted her personality would be having been married twice. Tiffany is my favorite person so far, and that has not changed throughout the first episode. Irina, my first impression was I feel like we haven't seen much personality so far. That will change. Zach actually surprised me by being vulnerable so quickly because his first impression, I thought he was being very arrogant and not taking anything seriously. I wrote down that Bliss's voice bothered me. That's all I had to say. Throughout the rest of the episode, though, I tend to like her. I wrote that Billy seems awful and he seems like a combination of Shake and Shane. There really hasn't been much of him throughout the first episode, so that's all I have. I wrote down in the middle of the episode that I ship Brett and Tiffany big time. Brett, I love him. I love everything about him. What a nice fucking guy. I felt like Chelsea came off really, really bitchy and treated the whole experiment more like a challenge rather than something to find a lifelong partner out of. She seemed to me that she was mirroring the people she was speaking to more than she was being genuine. Later on, I wrote, Micah seems to have some insecurity, but she shows it. She just doesn't communicate it. Then I wrote, Irina seems like a mean girl. And then that changed a little bit. Micah and Irina both seem kind of like mean girls. The way Irina giggled over, I believe it was Amber crying, that is cold-blooded. At least Micah said she felt kind of nice. But then when Jacquelina was crying, they both kind of had like a making fun of her, what is happening moment. Like, she was hurt. I just don't appreciate people acting like other people showing emotion is something to laugh over. It is hard enough to be vulnerable. There's no reason anyone should be making fun of you for being vulnerable. The end of this episode is Paul and Micah about to meet each other, and I'll be very interested to see how this goes.